cut y'all out. Record, I don't want to waste.
Hey, do my collar look dead ass like somebody dunked on that bit?
Nah, bro. Actually, you need to loosen up, bro, about that. Loosen up, bro. You good. Bro said, do it look like it.
Mally Abstract.
We're here with Daru 404, man.
Tell me what y'all here today.
Man, we here, man. We pushing this good music, man. You know what I'm saying? Convergence. You feel me? It's dropping tomorrow, August 17th.
Yes, sir.
You know?
Yes, sir. Intentional product, man.
Yeah, crazy body of work, man. I'm hype.
Okay.
I'm hype. You know? More proud of this guy right here, man. This is, for him, for me, prospectively, it's about an introduction. It's about like bringing him out. You know what I'm saying? Like letting the world know, hey, y'all forgot about somebody. What you want?
You know what? I feel like this formed out of the most not coincidental, but I feel like it was extremely fate driven for sure. Yeah, I think that like I'm at a point where I'm looking for, intentionality with the way I perform, the way that I, produce, the way that I songwrite. And my boy, he was a perfect person for us to kind of come together and make something that made the most sense.
Yeah.
So
I think, really, it started with Poems.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Poems was kind of like it kind of opened up a world for me in terms of like what we could possibly do in terms of like impact, because of where I felt like we were both at, kind of like spiritually and morally.
Yeah.
It really made a lot of sense, so even during the process, you know what I'm saying, like everything was unforced, communication was easy.
Yeah.
And I think in collaboration, that's what it's supposed to be about. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we hear it all the time in this climate, like people forcing collaboration, forcing themselves in spaces, forcing themselves in rooms, and it just don't turn out right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This project is like, it's all feeling. You know what I'm saying? And so that's not something you can fake. It's not something you can really like manufacture in a way. So I think that's what I mostly value, during this process for me.
I agree, 100%, bro. Cause like I'm not the type of person I ain't finna just work with everybody, man.
Yeah.
And I know you the same way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So.
Cause everybody don't get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not to even speak from like a high place or like a high pedestal. It's just when you've had 5-star meals, you don't want to eat Burger King. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm super intentional in what I expect out of collaboration and what I expect out of the process, what I expect out of the art. And if I don't sense that or feel that on the other side, I gotta withdraw.
Yeah.
It's not for me. You know what I'm saying? I understand everybody got their own perspective and their own way of navigating music, collaboration, and art. For me, it's from the soil. You know what I'm saying? I tell him all the time, like, hey, bro, communication is key for me. Communication is key. For a lot of people, they can just send a record and, hey, man, just put a verse on here, and then we just gonna just mix it and master it, and like, nah. You know what I'm saying? I took the time out to really try to understand him as a person. And we had many, many conversations that stemmed outside of, music. We talked about life.
Okay.
Every time I called him, it went up, hey, did you get the verse done? it was like, yo, how you feeling? How you doing, brother? Like, you know, a lot of our conversations was about just progressively, you know, improving the mind, improving the mental state. We all going through stuff. So even during the time we're making this project, we're making this album, we're balancing life, we're balancing personal stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and so, as a producer, understanding that and using that as a catalyst to force him to create something real from the space that you in. Not nothing artificial or not nothing that you feel like gotta be trendy or cool at the time.
Yeah.
And it's definitely been a process that's been just beneficial for both of us. We both grew in a lot of different ways. I've learned a lot about him. He's learned a lot about me. And I think for me, that's the goal. That's the success in everything.
Get me on the court and I'm troubled.
I want him to start. I want him to like answer that joint first.
What I discovered about myself, bro, I ain't gonna lie, there's been a lot of stuff going on, man, between, you know, in between recording and between us doing video shoots, like, you know, I ain't gonna lie, I discovered that I value, like, you know, I'm extremely values driven. I mean, that's not something like I discovered just yesterday, but, you know, if it don't move me, then I'm not gonna be enticed, man.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just bottom line.
Yeah.
If it don't move me, I'm not gonna be enticed to even regard it for real, you know. So, and this project was something that I mean, even like your production style, bro, like, you know, I feel like that aligns more of what the core of my artistry is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I wasn't having a hard time identifying with it. So
I think everything came easy. I think,
yeah,
like I said, the poems on Memorial Drive record, you know, I was having people hitting me up like, man, bro, I'm listening to this song every day, man. It changed my life, man. You know, I've been going through a lot. I'm getting all these stories and messages, and you know, I'm seeing that, and I'm going back to him like, hey, bro, like, you know, man, I don't think you know just how impactful you are. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you know just like how talented you are and how much you resonate with people. So like my goal with Convergence was like, yo, like how can I provide a soundscape that really kind of magnifies that? And I think we hit the nail on the head with it. Personally, you know, I think for me, in terms of, you know, as far as just piggybacking off of the question, one thing I really learned about myself during the process was my ability to be able to teach without being so controlling. You know, it's a balance. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to kind of lead somebody to a place and then allow them to figure it out and accept what comes from that in a way. And I think during the process, I made that like my mission to be as communicative as possible. And that's something that I've struggled with in the past as far as collaborations, because I know for me, I'm one of those cats in collaborations where I know where I want to go, I know what I want to do, and sometimes it kind of overshadows the other person's perspective, you know what I'm saying, or their ideals. And so for me, it was about kind of giving Daru just enough to where, you know, he can take that and run with it and kind of expound on it. And it was perfect. Everything worked out magnificent. And it took a lot of just trust. I really had to trust myself more so. And so like I think that's that was one thing I really kind of learned about myself during the process, for sure.
We've probably been doing.
I answer this one. I think for me, and and him, we're coming from two different. He's not a lot younger than me, but he's a little younger than me. I'm a little bit older. You know what I'm saying? And so, I think he kind of represents a more advanced, younger version of myself at his age, and I kind of serve as kind of like a blanket for like all the things that he may or may not stress or worry about. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to like the music and the art. And so I give you an example, like it was a record that didn't make the EP, The Deli.
Yeah.
It was a record that didn't make it, and we'll probably end up putting it out later. I'll probably let you listen to it later on. But he re-recorded his vocals, and personally, the way I look at production and the way I look at music and feeling and art, after the first 1, 2, 3 takes, after that you're manufacturing the sound. Like, it's not even, the feeling is gone at that point, So one thing I tried to stress to him was kind of like trusting himself on the front end. Because personally, I like the first verse that you did. You know what I'm saying? But you end up re-recording it, and I can hear when you're trying. You know what I'm saying? It's like now you're trying to add a little flavor to it, a little,
Of course.
you know what I'm saying, a little swagger, which is, it's normal, it's acceptable, I get it, I do it, you know what I'm saying? And so, I know, and me and Nabi used to tell me all the time, I used to re-record verses, and he used to tell me, like, I ain't gonna hold you, bro, like, this joint raw, this joint feeling, like, you sure you want to change the verse?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it took making a lot of records, and it took putting out a lot of songs to get to a point to where you can tell when when it's feeling, you can tell when it's between that 1 to 3 takes. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to say that take that he did on The Deli was like bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't bad. It sounded good, but that first verse, you know what I'm saying? That feeling, And so I think that was kind of like the main thing, was kind of like meeting him at a place to where I could get him to kind of find solace in, what the art kind of gives you. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes we can kind of like be in our own way. Speaking for myself, we can be in our own way sometimes, and so, yeah.
Convergence, that's what convergence, if you had to sum it up, what convergence would be?
If I had to sum it up, convergence.
And what you just said.
Just two imperial paths coming together to create something monumental and impactful, that just sustains the test of time.
Yeah.
And then also, in tandem with that, bro, like, including, the roughness, the discourse that makes it whole, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Conversion, all of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's a lot of layers.
Yeah, bro.
And we had a conversation. We had a conversation about it, just listening back. It's like, it's records on there like SummerSlam 2003. If you was rocking with Poems on Memorial Drive, that one probably gonna cut a little bit deeper for you. You know what I'm saying? Concept of Time, where he's talking about stuff that surprised me. You know what I'm saying? So, and then of course you got the more uplifting records like Black Bravado, that kind of digs more deeper into just black confidence, black expression, and a different kind of flex when it comes to blackness. You hear niggas talking about You know what I'm saying? Sex, drugs, and pulling up to your grandmama's house with the Draco. You know what I'm saying? All types of shit. But you don't never hear about. you'll never hear about. You don't never hear about niggas pouring into their people.
Yeah.
You don't hear about. You don't hear about how, you know what I'm saying, you know, niggas is putting their peoples on and passing down resources and information and tools and it's a whole different type of flex in a climate where everything is centered around, hey, look at me, look what I did, I did that, me, you know what I'm saying, and I think that's more so like what I pride myself in, just this entire process. You know, could I produce an artist and not just get him to rap over beats, but make him a better person for the process? You know what I'm saying? Just redefining what a producer's job is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't think you need to explain anything personally. I feel like the work need to speak for itself, man, generally. But a lot of people fail, and I know you talk about this a lot. A lot of people fail to create a world around their projects, around their work. So, I mean, you're not able to really even get an objective articulation on where it come from. Because sometimes, I mean, especially if you produce some work that don't have much thought to it, I guess, then you won't be able to tell.
Yeah.
You won't be able to tell because it's ambiguous. But you know, I feel like there's a positive that comes with that. But I can't even say that for this particular body work because it's extremely raw to where you know, if you don't know where we coming from, you probably got to do some self work, man.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, like that's really what it is. So, yeah.
I think it's a little bit of both for me. It's a balance. And, you know, we've had a conversation about it, you know what I'm saying? Just in terms of just giving the listener or the consumer just enough to keep them invested.
Yeah.
And that's hard. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was more so like a challenge with myself. You know, just I told myself I didn't want to do an extended rollout for this joint. You know what I'm saying? I kind of wanted everything to kind of, because the product is the product, and I knew the art was kind of gonna be provocative enough to kind of leave room for interpretation. But you know, I talked to Navi. You know what I'm saying? He was just telling me, like, you know, leave room for interpretation, but not so much to where people kind of, you know, create their own narratives in a way.
Yeah.
And you know, I thought about it, and I had to ask myself, like, do I really care? Not in the sense of
care about, like,
do I care that, because I think that's what art really kind of, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of embedded in allowing the consumer, you know, whoever is experiencing the art to interpret it however they feel like is needed for them.
Yeah.
I think music kind of encapsulate the world that we've already created around it. Meaning is a whole different thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can have a song that you really love and you can think that it's talking about this for, you know what I'm saying, for years, until the artist comes out and like, well, the song really is about this.
Thanks.
And it blows your fucking mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't necessarily make you feel different about the record. Most times it makes you love it a little bit more.
Really, nah, this is extreme, bro. Like, I think, you know, a lot of folks ain't gonna get that, man. But this, I ain't gonna lie, you have something like this, bro, this different, bro.
Yeah.
Like, folks just nowadays, bro, they streaming, man. They,
Yeah.
you know, and that's cool. But it's like, when you have physical media, bro, I think people need to rediscover the importance of physical. I guess people nowadays are. especially with like a lot of people buying vinyl now. Like there's a large insurgence of vinyl purchase and you know CD purchase, record shops, people digging again. So now that's valuable, bro. Like owning your physical media and also like producing physical media as an independent artist, bro. It's going straight to the people who need it, man. Like,
and then it's all about creating value. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of creating the demand. I think for me, I found value in like scarcity. The fact that people just can't just go and just stream.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, it's not for everybody. You know, just in terms of even just speaking in terms of the artwork. I want to talk about the artwork real quick. Just pivot to the artwork, but the artwork is more. It depicts. You know, and if you're somebody that has a really good eye, the textures, you know what I'm saying, on the artwork is the beauty that people are finding in the art.
Yeah.
There's the image itself might not be as attractive or appealing to the masses, you know, but the texture kind of like accentuates that in a way. You know what I'm saying? It kind of magnifies it, and it allows you to kind of appreciate it from a different perspective. The movie of Mice and Man, you've seen of Mice and Man, right?
I have not.
Well, when you get a chance, watch that movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, it kind of reminded me of like one of the main characters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, in that movie. But it's the artwork is stemmed around something being so. You go. Life is ugly, bro.
Yeah.
Life is ugly on God. You know what I'm saying? But it's beauty in all of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's beauty in all of it. And it's no better way to capture that feeling than something provocative like that. Because I look at the art and then I look at the texture. The texture is what draws you in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It makes you appreciate it because it's like you want to touch it. You know? But then it's like, who is this guy? What happened to him?
Yeah.
He looked beat up. You know?
For me, it's like making sure the people who need it receive it, man. I think that's probably my most important and a successful point. I mean, I understand that this is extremely niche, you know what I mean? Like objectively, you know, you look online, but when you told me poems, like people was receiving poems, like I just was doing me, bro. I was just doing what I do, and you know, that means something. I'm not somebody that can just ignore that.
Yeah.
So I feel the same way about convergence. You know, the people who are looking for that and who need this kind of work, you know, they can accomplish themselves in that. So
Yeah, I think, you know, you pretty much define, you know, what we pretty much define success, you know. And I know for me, the growth aspect,
for sure.
I think that's kind of been number one for me. I think if I gotten anything from this project or process, you know what I'm saying, it's been growth.
Yeah.
And I can only hope that, you know what I'm saying, that's the kind of impact that can reflect on whoever listen to the project, listen to the tape.
Yeah, facts.
You know. Yeah, if you just, you know, if you appreciate fine art, you know how to. This is for niggas that sip champagne and wine, not drink it. This is for the ones that sip it. You know what I'm saying? This is for the ones that really sit down and listen to the music and embrace the tones. You know what I'm saying? What's being said. The sequences, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the samples being used, the drums, you know. This is a high level listen. This ain't no little baby album. You know what I'm saying? This ain't, you know what I'm saying, with somebody else. This ain't NBA Youngboy. You feel me? This ain't that. Yeah, it's straight cloth talk, straight progressiveness. You know, if you're looking for that good food, you know, yeah, press play, cop the tape. And when you cop the tape, when you listen to the tape, cop you a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Get fly.
Them shirts hard, though.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I
Man,
think
like-
that's it, you know what I'm saying? Shit,
That was
we-
gonna take. That's a good 30 minutes. That's a good. That's
Yeah,
dope.
hey, I don't got
Yeah.
30 minutes. We had 30. Oh, yeah, man, more than enough.
That was 30 minutes.